What's up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. We are coming live to you right after UFC 249, so that's going to be what this episode is about, and pretty much strictly about, other than we'll cover other little things that I want to talk about. And the big one, obviously, me losing my job. That'll be huge. We'll talk about that at the very end, but right now, UFC 249. Guys, I got the card pulled up. I watched it. Amazing card from top to bottom. I thought there was some terrible calls made by the refs. I thought Dominick Cruz's stoppage was way too early. I thought Michelle Waterson's decision was terrible. And in my opinion, now I was just going back watching the Donald Cowboy Cerrone and Anthony Pettis fight. At first, my brash reaction was, oh, that was a terrible thing. I've watched it back twice now. It was okay. Alright, I'm not going to put that one down as a bad call. But let's go through the entire card. We'll start with the early prelims. Very first fight of the night, Ryan Spann versus Sam Alvey. That was a terrible decision. They gave that one to Ryan Spann, and Sam Alvey won that fight. If you guys go back, very first fight of the night, they were striking, a good striking match. I think Sam Alvey completely outstruck Ryan Spann. But again, most people don't know who those two guys are unless... actually, Sam Alvey is a vet in the UFC. He is a vet in the UFC. If you guys haven't watched him, go back and watch a lot of his fights. Guys, he's a beast. And in my opinion, he beat Ryan Spann that night. Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell almost got the Twister submission twice. Three more times, guys. He locked it up the first time. Me and everyone else thought he had it. He fought Charles Rosa. Charles Rosa, I actually picked to win, and I love Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell. I think he's nasty. But I did pick Charles Rosa because I've watched Charles Rosa fight multiple times in the past, and every time I've picked him, I picked him to lose, and he's always won. For the record, my record on picking this card was not very good. So I picked Sam Alvey to win, which I think he did. Judges chose differently. Bryce Mitchell, he obviously beat Charles Rosa. He destroyed him. He mauled him. That's all they had for the early prelims considered. Now, Vincent Luque, Nico Price. Guys, this was a dogfight. These two came to go to war. Now, so did so many other people on the card, but these two. Now, I didn't know they had fought before. Nico Price lost the first time, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Nico Price came back with a redemption to Phil. He wanted that win back, and you could tell. The doctors actually stopped that fight. He got a real nasty cut under his eye. They said, no way, which was crazy to me. It happened in like a minute and a half. Again, guys, fighters' safety is always first. I'm not going to talk about the COVID protocol the UFC went through. You can look that up if you care. They did, guys. They did the protocols. One fighter ended up testing positive for COVID-19. He got sent home. It was Barboza, I think. He got sent home, and that was it. Not Barboza. I forget the guy's name. I honestly forget which fighter it was. He got sent home, and he didn't fight. It is what it is. So, Nico Price, doctor stoppage. That was a bummer. Okay. Here's where another bad decision came in. Carla Esparza fought Michelle Waterson. Now, I am a Michelle Waterson fan. We've had her on this show. She's a friend of the show. Michelle Waterson, I thought, controlled the octagon the entire time. She controlled the aggressiveness of the fight. I think Michelle Waterson led for most of the fight. As the fight went on, Carla Esparza seemed to kind of unload when she thought maybe she was losing the fight. Her team kind of told her to pick it up a little bit. She's a 10th planet fighter, so she's trying to get to the ground and she's trying to guard you. Now, Michelle Waterson did a good job defending against her ground game, so that was impressive to me. I thought Michelle Waterson clearly won that fight, even though, again, the judges decided that Carla Esparza won. I just thought she was inactive. I thought she looked afraid of Michelle Waterson. I think Carla Esparza went in there with a game plan of fight her on the ground or stay away from her on the feet, and that's exactly what she did, and somehow the judges wrongfully picked her to win. Okay, this fight. I'm going to try these names. Some of them, guys, I'm going to butcher. Alexei Olenek. Guys, these guys are older. And then Fabricio Werdum. Come on. He's a fucking legend. Olenek, guys. Jesus. For 42 years old, this guy looked like he was still, I don't want to say a champion contender. Can we not be dramatic? Can we not be dramatic? He looked, for 42, I mean, shit. He looked like he was right there. Now, again, I'm trying hard not to be dramatic and say crazy shit. He looked good, guys. He looked good for 42. Now, Werdum did not look good. He did not look good physically. He did not look good technically. He did not even really look like he had been training much. So I think I picked Werdum to win just because he's such a legend. But sorry, I was very wrong on that one. I picked Cerrone to win. Anthony Pettis versus Cerrone. Again, my initial reaction was that Cerrone got robbed. Again, now that I go back and watch, I think Anthony Pettis, that's the style he plays. He's a reactive fighter, so he's going to wait for you to engage. He's going to play off what you do, and then he's going to try to time that up. And that's pretty much what he did. Now, I thought Cowboy, an argument could be made that Cowboy controlled the octagon better. Cowboy led more. Cowboy was able to stuff he was way better on the ground, I think. He took him down, couldn't do anything with the takedowns. They were friendly. That was cool. Cowboy got poked in the eye real bad at one point towards the end of the fight, which I think affected a little bit, but not too terribly much. Cowboy fought a very smart fight. I mean, everybody wanted to see Cowboy come in there and brawl and be, wild and crazy, but Cowboy's still trying to prove, guys, that he can fight. I was wrong. You go back and watch my last podcast. I was like, I don't know if Cowboy still got it. If Cowboy fights like he did yesterday, Cowboy can still fight. I noticed the second that Cowboy walked, when there's a fight and Cowboy walks up, I noticed immediately that was happening. I noticed that Cowboy was about to have a much better day because his shoulders were not way up here. If you watch when he walked out against Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, and fucking Conor, his shoulders are way up here. He's real tense, and you can tell. When he walked when he walked out last night against Showtime Pettis, he's here. He was real relaxed. He was stern in the face, but he was still chilling. That's the Cowboy you need to be afraid of. You can see it on Cowboy's face, what Cowboy you're getting. It's true. It is. Yeah, that's the way it goes. So, all right, next. So that was the end of the prelim card. Next up, I let my phone go off. So the first fight on the main card was Greg Hardy versus Jurgen Decastro. Guys, that was a good fight. A lot of people hate on Greg Hardy because of his past. He had a domestic violence incident in the past where I didn't read the story, but allegedly beat the shit out of his girlfriend when he played for the NFL. Obviously, you're a turd. If you do anything like that, I'm never going to be a fan of yours. But, hey, he's fighting in the UFC. I'm reviewing the card, so I'm going to review the card. Greg Hardy beat his ass. Everyone was expecting Decastro to come in and fuck Greg Hardy up. They thought that he was going to have all this experience over him. They thought that Greg Hardy was just a chump, kind of like a Kimbo Slice, who was just a thug that was being brought in, who wasn't the real deal. They thought Greg Hardy's cardio wasn't going to be good enough, and he proved all of that wrong. He proved he can take the damage and fight through. Decastro was tearing his lead leg up, which was very popular this card. They should have called this like the lead leg card or something, because those dudes tore that shit up the whole night. Decastro hurt his foot somewhere in the last round, second to last round, and he pretty much just stopped fighting. He just kind of stayed back enough to defend himself, but he didn't engage at all. So that got pretty boring, and you could tell everyone got pretty fed up with that. Jeremy Stephens and Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar fucking knocked Jeremy Stephens the hell out. Clean as day. One of the craziest clean knockouts I've ever seen. And Jeremy Stephens was putting it on him. I mean, Jeremy Stephens is a beast. That's the way he fights, man. One of us is going to go out today. One of us is going to sleep. And Jeremy Stephens, hey, man, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And he definitely did. Congrats to Kelvin Kattar. Kelvin Kattar is actually how you say it, not Qatar. Kelvin Kattar, he deserved the win. I mean, hey, man, he played it smart. Fight of the night, Francis Ngannou, or performance of the night, Francis Ngannou versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Guys, that was a massacre. It was only like a couple seconds, Bell, that was by far the gnarliest knockout I've ever seen. Francis Ngannou was coming out swinging haymakers. Whoom, 1 misses. Whoom, 2 misses. Whoom, throws a weird 3 and fucking miss. It was like a weird uppercut jab kind of, uppercut hook kind of thing. Fucking miss. And then 4. Wham! Just put that motherfucker to sleep. I mean, just ding, 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 ding. He was out. His fucking computer hard drive got reset, friends. Good fucking night to Rosenstruck. And I kind of liked it because Rosenstruck was talking all that shit. Oh, he's not that good. He's not that good. I wasn't well versed in Francis Ngannou. Obviously, I've watched him fight plenty of times, but I wasn't like a fan, so I wasn't super invested in him. But with that, I knew of his credentials. I had known of his knockout power and what he's done in his past. I especially researched him because I knew I was going to do the reaction to the UFC 249, so I wanted to know a little bit about him. So I knew what he was capable of, and I knew that this guy seemingly was definitely underestimating him. This guy seemed to have 1 knockout power, which is most heavyweights, if we're being honest. They got that knockout power, and that's really about it. My kid's going nuts. And I just thought it was very disrespectful, the way that he kind of framed himself as kind of this already legend. But if you look at this little tiny fucking country that he's from, it's literally this little tiny thing that no one's ever heard of. He's like a god over there. So I guess to me it would make sense that he would have some sort of ego issue. Alright, the co-main event of the night, Henry Cejudo and Dominick Cruz. I took Dominick Cruz. I hate to say it, man, but Henry Cejudo just won that fight. Dom Cruz was doing more of this shit and all the dancing and stuff that he does. That's great. You got wild footwork and you got way more smarts in the MMA game than I think 99% of the people that fight, commentate, or even review the game. Dominick Cruz is so smart, but he got outmatched. Henry Cejudo just attacked his legs to try to slow down all that movement. Once he did it, he just kind of put it on him. He put solid, steady pressure on Dominick Cruz, backed him up to the cage, and bang, bang, bang. Again, I think it was an early stoppage. Dominick Cruz was very clearly, he was down on all fours, and he was getting rocked just like Henry Cejudo did to TJ Dillashaw. Now, TJ obviously got busted for doping, but early stoppages in both. They're on all fours getting punched in the face, and they're trying to get up. So they're trying to scramble to the mat. Now, here's where Peterson, I forget his first name, the ref with all the tattoos, something Peterson. No nonsense, Keith Peterson. That's his name. So Dom's down on all fours, right? He's on all fours here, and he's trying to move because he's getting punched in the face from here. So here's the thing, guys. Guess where safety is? You can't really go up. If the mat is here and you're here and you go up and there's someone punching you here, that's not going to work. They can still punch you here. But if I go face to mat, okay, yeah, you can punch me in the side of my head. You're not allowed to punch me in the back of the head. So you can punch. So I'm going to put my face more down-ish, which is what he was doing. He was trying to cover from the blocks because he can't use his hands because they're down here trying to move him. He's trying to move towards the cage, and that's when the head kind of goes like this. Now, he took 11 unanswered shots, guys. That's a lot of damage. Keith Peterson, if he made the call for fighter safety, okay. But if you think that Dominick Cruz was out, no. You can't make that call. So for fighter safety, yes, Keith Peterson. For was he out? Dom Cruz. Overall in the span, with everything that was, and you let him fight. You let that shit go. You don't stop that. He is actively trying to get up. So is TJ Dillashaw. Then Henry Cejudo retires. Fucking good. See ya, bye. Didn't like you to begin with. Whatever. You're a great champion. He's probably going to go wrestle again. He said he wants to go. He thinks he could make the Olympic team. Gold medal right now. Hey, you probably could. Go do it, because I'm tired of you in the UFC. Fight of the night, performance of the night, Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. Guys, I was wrong. Boy, am I eating a lot of crow today. Yeah, I was wrong. I said that Tony Ferguson was going to annihilate him. I said that if Justin Gaethje couldn't and catch him, that he wasn't going to do shit. Guess what, guys? He did that. He attacked his legs. Bang! Once Justin Gaethje found out that this is how Tony Ferguson reacts when he's hit, he turns. If you watch that fight back, every time you hit Tony Ferguson, he turns. Now, he's turned an entire style into this. When you hit him, he turns and then he does a full spin, or you hit him and he gets rocked and then he rolls and he's kind of coming back up and he's doing these weird movements that he does. But if you've watched, he's now, whenever he gets hit, bop, he turns, and that's where Justin Gaethje sat back and goes, oh, this motherfucker, bop, bop, wham! And he was starting to hit him with those hooks, and that's where you're like, oh, shit. And then he keeps hitting him. I don't know how Tony Ferguson stood after the first one. And I mean, he sat there and ate that lunch all day. I mean, he was El Cucui'd up by the time the fight was over, guys. I'm so happy that I was wrong. I love to see Justin Gaethje win that. I love to see the underdog come through. I fucking love it. I just didn't think it was going to happen. Like everyone else, I didn't think he was going to do it. I'm so glad I'm wrong. I love it when shit like that goes in the way of the underdog, and I just feel like Justin Gaethje, after the hype, it could be all the hype videos, it could be whatever, I feel like Justin Gaethje deserves this. It's his time. He was bred for this. He's worked his whole life. He's not married. He doesn't have kids. This is what Justin Gaethje does. This is who he is. It's his time. Now, El Cucuy, you got options, bud. You're not getting Khabib right now. It's going to be Gaethje, Khabib. And I'm not doubting Gaethje. I'm not. I'm taking Gaethje in that fight because I fucking hate Khabib. I just don't like him. I think he's a smug little fuck. I don't like him. But Gaethje, I'm taking him in that one. I'll call that already. I think Tony Ferguson's going to fight Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor, Donald Cerrone, Showtime Pettis, or Jorge Masvidal. If they do a little switching around. But I think Conor could fight Dustin. You got a lot of different variables that could kind of happen from everybody talking shit. But, hey, that's the fight card. An amazing night of fights, especially because they were the first fights back, guys. We haven't had fights. We haven't had anything. We haven't had shit in like 2 months because of this corona quarantine. So, we're back. Super excited about that. All right, let's talk about the elefante in the room. I don't have my 9-to-5 job anymore. I lost my job due to my social media. They found out about my channels, and they claim that it's they had no choice, but corporate just could not see this and let it go. Guys, here on the Road to Redemption podcast, the R2R Productions, or Mac Hayes Productions as we call it, we're not dumb. Right? You hear? We're not dumb. We understand, right, that it's going to be perceived a certain way, that people could look. It was the documentary. It was the Productive Cannabis documentary. The fact that I don't specify certain things makes certain people uncomfortable. Here's the thing. What I do is perfectly legal. I think you would have to be a real fucking moron to put something illegal online, give them your real name, where you live, and that kind of thing. That would be incredibly dumb, right? Yeah, it'd be dumb. So here's the thing. Good, right? I have been feeling for the last couple months, really, since I got that job. If you guys go back and listen to the podcast, it fucking sucked. Because I was trying to play this weird mental game of like, I want to be authentic and I want to send my message, but I know they're kind of listening, but I don't really know if they're listening because I don't know if they care enough. So I was trying to play this weird balance, guys. Fuck them. We, guys, are on a mission. I am on a mission. What is my mission? To be a positive influence in entertainment, motherfuckers. I want to be a guy that you can come and chill with. I'm your cousin Cam. I'm your cousin Cam that you can call up, chill with anytime because you know he's just down to chill. He may be working while you chill, but He's down to chill, and you're just going to tune in. Again, I said it in a couple videos ago. I'm not going to try to sway you politically. I may give my opinions on things, which I'm about to here in a second. I'll talk about that Ahmaud case, and I'm not going to mispronounce the guy's name. I'll look it up just so that I can say everything correctly and have all the details right. But yeah, guys, this is my dream, is to make my career social media. And when I made that video, right, I wrote it on my blog, by the way. There's now a daily Road to Redemption podcast blog. We have a website too, roadtoredemptionpodcast.com. You guys can go there, where I upload all the newest episodes. So this one will be there if you guys want to check this out there. Wherever you're finding this, go to roadtoredemptionpodcast.com. You can go to the bottom of that, sign up for our mailing list, where I'll email it straight to you. Every single time an episode drops, bang, you'll get notified on all the other notifications you get. But in case you swipe away and ignore those like we all do, now I'll shoot it to your inbox as well, just as a reminder. I am not sending anything spammy. I'm not going to blow your shit up, guys. Whenever something new comes out, I'll send it. If you want to check it out, check it out. I really appreciate it. So let me look up this guy's name, Ahmaud Arbery. So I saw the video. It was in Alabama. Ahmaud is allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly because I don't know, was allegedly running down the street. Two men, a man and a son, 52 and like 35 or something like that. Man and the son are following him or something like that. They're approaching him on the side. Somebody's filming him or filming them. He comes running off to the side of this truck, and when he comes to the front of the truck, you can see one guy, one of the white guys, grabs him. They start to scuffle. I can't really hear what's going on. There's a scuffle. They try to break. Bang! Shoots him. The guy's dead. Now, here's the thing. 1,000%. 1,000%. I don't care. These two are wrong. These two men are wrong. Their argument was, and I have yet to see anything that proves this, that they have footage, security footage of him being a burglar. Now, here's one thing I noticed, and I want to put this in as a caveat because it's a detail and I think it's important. If you watch the Ahmaud Arbery video, the one part that gives me a little when he's running around the truck. Now again, I don't know if he's already being pursued, so he's kind of, maybe he's already been in a tussle. I don't know. I don't know. We don't have enough of that backstory. But when he comes around the front of the truck, you can see that his pants are falling down past his ass. Well, if the claim was that he was out jogging, you couldn't wear a tire where your pants would be falling down your ass, which is a very common style. I wear my pants a little sagged more than most would probably prefer. But they were like, unless again, maybe I saw it wrong and it looked like there was a shirt or something that was off, but it looked like Ahmaud's pants were almost down midway past his ass. So if he's out on the jog, well, no, you're not jogging like that. Now again, if there was a previous scuffle and I just haven't seen that video or didn't have that knowledge, that could be why. You know, you get in a scuffle, maybe your pants loosen, whatever, you lose your drawers, and then he's running away. There's so many things going on in the video, right? So like, okay, who's recording the video? Why are they recording? What are they preparing for? Why are they just there with a camera? Why are they there in the perfect spot where the murder happened? It was a murder. They fucking murdered this kid 100%. And I hope they rot under the fucking prison. Let's just say that again. Let's just say that again. For whoever those two men are, I don't even want to say your name because you don't deserve it. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm actually going to start running tomorrow morning just because, and I'm not doing it for a hashtag. I'm not doing nothing. Solely, well, I need to. Health. You know, I need to get my shit back together in my health realm. But I'm going to run all morning tomorrow with this young man in mind. Because regardless, here's my thing. Regardless, even if the kid did fucking steal something, fuck you. You don't have the right to kill him. Even if he stole everything in your house, you don't have the fucking right to kill him. Not like that. Not like that. Not like that. Again, I'm gonna preface, that's a bold fucking statement I just made. If you get him in your house and your family's there, hey, I'm sorry. At that point, again, this is all saying he actually did it, which there's no proof to say he did that at all. I'm now moving on to a hypothetical situation. You catch a person in your house while you're there, your family's there, hey, what happens to you happens to you. My thing is, they break into your house while you are not there. They're not planning to engage with you. They're only planning to steal your shit. That's wrong. It's illegal. Absolutely. But they're not planning to engage with you, which means they're planning to not harm you. They could have came back while you were there to harm you and then steal your shit. They're not. They're strategically planning to stay away from you. Now, you catch them, right? You catch them. Oh, shit. I got caught. I'm out. They run. Okay, they're out of your house, so at that point, you don't kill them. You don't kill them. I'm not saying you don't track them. I'm not saying you don't call the police and, hey, this is where I'm going. We're heading down this way. He's cutting through backyards. Help me out. I'm not saying that. You don't fucking kill him. What I personally think, this is what I think happened. I think this Ahmaud Arbery was a kid in Alabama. He was a black kid in Alabama. He was going for a jog, and I think these two fucks, for whatever reason, had something against this kid. They probably saw him often. They may have even had a few encounters throughout the city. Who fucking knows? And I think they just decided during Corona they could do something. There are two hillbillies from Alabama. Nobody's going to pay attention to us. Hey, he jogs every day. It's the backwoods. Blah, we'll kill him. We'll say he was fucking stealing stuff. It'll fly under the radar. It'll be all good. Somehow, it catches media attention. The truth comes out. And now these motherfuckers are about to fry. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I, again, want to give a big road to redemption. Fuck you. To those two guys. I'm running in the morning for Ahmaud. And, man, fuck those guys. Guys, this has been the Road to Redemption podcast, UFC 249, unfiltered. Recap. We're back, baby. We're back, guys. I need you to support this channel. If you can't do it monetarily, we do have a donation button on the road to redemptionpodcast.com. You can click the little sidebar, drop down, it says donate. Takes it straight to my PayPal. It's secure. You guys can donate to the show to help us. Guys, we're good. Everything's good. Don't worry. Don't feel obligated. The show's going to continue. Everything's fine. Just if you want to help out the show, we do now have that option. But yeah, we're back. We're back the way it should be. The best possible version of the show. I even feel better about this episode. This episode is so much better than even the last fucking three. God, I wish I could just throw them away. Because when I watch them now, I just almost cringe. And I'm sure you guys feel it too. And I'm so fucking sorry, guys. I put that video out knowing, I put the blog, I started talking about the blog. I put the blog out and I compared what I did of making the video to playing Russian roulette. I put a round in the chamber and I fucking spun it knowing goddamn well that eventually it was gonna blow, right? I mean, you can't. I know what the perception of my channel is. I know what people think I do, say I do, tell each other I do, call lawyers. Trust me, if y'all think that my fucking first daughter's mom doesn't watch all this shit and try to call her lawyers and be like, oh, he's smoking weed. Guys, I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. Right? You heard? I feel like I should play Tupac, All Eyes on Me, and then immediately fall in Ambitions as a Writer because fuck you guys. You know what I'm saying? Guys, here's the problem, right? Other people don't matter. They don't matter. And other people's perceptions don't really matter. They matter a little. You have consequences, right? You can put things out and you know what the reality of it is, you know what the truth of it is, but there are consequences. Even if the reality is what it is, they have the right to go, hey, we don't want to be associated with even the perception of. We're not saying you did. We're just saying perception, we don't want. Hey, respect. But that was a calculated move that I made. I knew putting the video out, naming it what I named it, tagging. Yeah, I knew that doing that was going to cause the potential. Again, I tagged the city I live in. It's legal in the city I live in. So, and this is what I wrap the blog up with, guys. And I truly believe this. And I'm happy that I get to. How long have we been going here? 30 minutes already. All right, let's wrap it up. I want to leave you with this, though. And I put this in the blog, guys. Please go check out the blog and subscribe to the mailing list. I feel like I have a message, and I started to say this in the last episode because, guys, I knew that this job was not lasting. I knew that I was either about to quit or it was about to end. I knew it. I felt it, and that's why I got so emotional in the end of the last video, because I knew it was coming. I just felt it. I knew that everything in the universe was saying, Kim, you're not right for this. You need to get out of this job. It's not what you thought it was going to be. It's just not right. And then the quarantine happened, and I was like, wow, this is perfect timing. I have all these ideas, the cooking show I wanted to do, and upgrading the stuff, and I wanted to do so much better at being more consistent with the podcast. And I started to feel internally that I was getting pulled more to be more of a family guy, and this corporate thing was so and it was not me at all, and I didn't like it. I hated everything about it. I hated it. And then the quarantine happened, and I put out this content, amazing reception, and everything goes well. And then I start feeling like, when they're talking about opening things back up, I start feeling this weirdness inside where I'm like, ugh, something's not right. I'm not supposed to go back to this. I'm not supposed to go back there. I'm not meant there. There's no future for me there. I couldn't even see it. We were trying to plan these events and stuff, and I couldn't even see myself putting these events together because I'm like, that's not my future. That's not what I'm supposed to be. And I gotta make a move. So when I did, and I went all in. I went all in on the Russian roulette. I put the round in the chamber and I fucking spun it, and I click, click, bang, you know, and I played. But guess what? I'm still here, right? I'm still here playing the game, and I'm good. My family's good. We're good. So nothing irresponsible happened or catastrophic. We're not gonna lose our house, and my family's not fucked or anything. It's all good. Everything's good. It's but it is a lesson, you know, is there are repercussions for your actions. I've preached that on this show 100 times, and you have to make calculated decisions. And me and my family have talked, and we've made the plan, guys. The Road to Redemption podcast, Mac Hayes Productions, the videos, the cooking shows, this is our future. This is what we're doing. This is what we're investing in. We're here. So I hope you'll thumbs up the video. I hope you'll subscribe. Because guess what? This is it. 100% focus now goes on this channel. I want to get this right. This channel and my family. So make sure, please, guys, thumbs up, subscribe, get on the mailing letters, get all of our shit, because we're only going onwards and upwards. That's what life is about. It's about transition, change, onward, upwards, keep growing, but don't fucking settle. Because I promise you guys, if you try to settle, you're gonna live inside of a misery that your inner soul will not allow. It's not gonna allow it. It's why we always face that thing of, why can't I reach something and then I'm not happy, I want more. Because it's not what you really want. It's not what you really want. Think about what you really want. I was going to settle for being a promotions director because of money and because what I really want is this. What I really want is to be standing on stages talking to you guys. And now we're here. We're here. So welcome. Welcome again to the Road to Redemption podcast and this whole motherfucking channel. Because we're here. Love you guys, and I'll see you on the next episode.